Exterior, wee hours. We see a stone with some moss on it, and then a boot steps on the moss. It's an old-timey boot, with buckles on it. There is a lightning strike, and then a gulp-gulp sound. We see a hand lower a gold cup with jewel crusting. The hand has a pretty good amount of rings on it. We hear an ah, which means, oh damn, that is good. Then there's a chin beard. It drips with blood. You see the eyes real close. They don't even care. In fact, they are lusting for the next sip. The eyes close a little. We can tell that he just gave in to his lust. It fades to black, but it's a total psych because we're not done with this guy. There's another fast fade in. The shot is pretty wide now. A tall man stands at the side of the screen. We can tell he's the same blood-drinking man. He turns to look around, and our gaze looks with him. Bodies and bodies of soldiers are in the air. In the air on spikes. Most anyone with a brain is thinking, this guy is totally Vlad the Impaler. Just look at all those impalings. As he pervades the landscape of death, Vlad looks pretty satisfied with himself. He takes another heavy sip. And then, an unseen force rips the gold cup from Vlad's villainy lips. Blood spatters the Count's luxurious robe. That's gonna stain. Vlad can't believe this crap.
What? Show yourself!
Leader, what is this horror?
Ah, my most trusted lieutenant, Clancy Belmont.
Yeah, so?
Clancy is a big brute, but one with an air of being smart. Like the guy at the Y who can bench a lot and also wears glasses.
What have you even done to these soldiers? This holy war has gotten to be pretty unholy now.
It is the price of defying our kingdom. It is the price of defying Count Vlad Dracula.
This war was to be for the kingdom of the Almighty, not yours, Vlad. You're mad with power now. Even there, it is a man from our own ranks. I mean, what the hell?
We see an impaled guy wearing the same colors as Clancy. Vlad takes a minute to look upon his own soldier, but he doesn't get insulted with these accusations. He just struts slowly towards Clancy. He jingles slightly with all of his armor, jewels, and weapons. Thunder booms a short distance away.
And what will a do-good Belmont do about it?
Come closer and see.
Clancy unloops his whip towards the ground.
A sass-talk womanly weapon for a sass-talk womanly man, Clancy.
I don't have any sass for this occasion, but I do have a comeback.
Clancy winds that puppy up. Vlad gets to laughing.
This will be a delight.
Then it's slow-mo bullet time. The whip flies towards Vlad's face, which is still laughing. The camera leaps up from there into the sky and clouds, where a few sparks dance in the dark greatness. The sparks team up into a big charge, and the camera zooms back down with the charge. It's one hell of a lightning. The whip continues to creep up to Vlad, and then the bolt connects with the whip, but also with Vlad's face, which has stopped laughing. There's a big bass whoa, and it all goes white. Then there's silence. Clancy is still standing there, looking kind of dumb, but also like a hero. His face and armor are singy with lightning. He looks to his enemy. Vlad lays. Clancy approaches him. Vlad is pretty much like a turd of bacon right now. He's highly burnt, way past the point of golden brown, but there's still a laugh smile on his face. Clancy sighs in a sad but also creeped out way. Vlad and he used to be medium good friends, and this is a bad way to go out. But then, Clancy's dreams for the past is interrupted.
Hey!
Clancy turns to face him. We can tell this is some ignorant interloper jerk. Damn it!
Is that our leader you just whipped?
General Vlad has gone mad. Do you see the death before us? He did this, and I had to stop him.
What a load! I bet you did it. The other soldiers know you as a smartass, so why wouldn't you impale all these guys and blame one on a beloved leader like Vlad? but I bet I also saw you whip him with lightning. I'm court-martialing your ass, Clancy Belmont.
The hell you say? I'm outta here.
Clancy whips at the guy, but in a way that says, "Get off my back, wuss," rather than actually mean to whip your face. You already know that the soldier flinches like an infant in a strong wind, but what you don't know is that the whip sizzles lightly as he brings it back to his hand. And then, did it just coil up with a mind of its own? Clancy doesn't seem to have time to be amazed because at this point, a few more soldiers have gathered around, and they're kind of mad looking. Clancy can see them discussing with each other and pointing their hands at him. He knows he's got to get the hell out of there. Clancy sees a tough-looking horse and knows what's up. He trots over to the horse and leaps onto its muscled back. The horse will need to have camera experience because right now he'll have to put out a look of, "Alright guy, just this once you can ride me." I can see the situation is some crap for you. Clancy and the horse run gallop off, leaving a cloud of blood or dust in the atmosphere. They are invisible in a few seconds, and the soldiers wouldn't know how to pursue even if they could find the bravery. Fade to black. There's a title card that says 15 years later. Fade in. Interior, Simon's house, day. Simon is 19 and lives with his aunt and uncle. I'm not even going to name them because, like you might think, they're going to die pretty quickly. He lives with them because that's pretty much what heroes do. They don't have parents that are willing to give them a bunch of damn Nabisco snacks or gas money or anything, so they get real tough and they put their foot down when there's a lot of crap. I don't mean that they step in crap, but that it's pretty regular for the heroes to not complain and just kick asses.
That's Simon. I don't know what he'll ever be worth. He's always laying around and being annoying. I guess he does a lot of push-ups too, but that doesn't help me any.
Now, wife, Simon has had rough times, what with his parents burning up, etc., etc. He needs to find a place in the world, and the world is tough for a Belmont.
I'm pissed I ever heard that name. When my fool of a sister said she met Clancy Belmont, I was like, huzzah, but sarcastically, because Clancy is the name for a jerk.
His father was a wild man, a crazy man, but also very holy. He always warned the town not to be evil.
All that meddling. Maybe that is why he and my poor dumb sister were burnt up by those awful men that bad day.
Aunt and Uncle, I am here.
Oh, dear.
The aunt and uncle get quiet. They are always pretty full of bad talk like that, but they weren't expecting Simon home, so now they look like kids without a place to go. Simon comes into the room. We hear him before he comes in, though, because he thuds with his feet and struts a little. He is tall and full of meat. He dresses like the other villagers, but without sleeves. His motto is, "With guns like these, I have no enemies." LOL. He is the kind of guy that young women would cup their chins and look at, but also older women too. Only they would not want to admit to like his winky good looks.
Simon! Hello!
Simon just has a look of, "You weird guy." His aunt and uncle are usually dicks to him.
Hello, Uncle.
How was your first day of work?
I think the boss is a fan of mine, but he says I'm full of fire and backtalk. Just like my father.
We have always said that.
Aunt kicks uncle under the table. First of all, because Simon gets all bummed out and pissy when he talks about his father, and also because he doesn't want him to be like his father, because deep down, she blames him for her sister burning up even though he tried to stop it.
There is a town meeting tonight that we're all going to go to.
What are you even talking about? You guys are always having town meetings.
Our little village is going to be the richest in Romania. The mayor has promised, but we have to be there to help.
We have talked about it a lot.
How can meeting together make us rich people? I don't have time for this.
Aunt and uncle are suddenly pissed off.
Stop now! You're going on with your bad attitude again!
We've always been super cool and super chill with you, Simon. But you want to cause trouble and ask a bunch of damn questions.
Simon puts his hair in his face because he's basically still a teenager and an emo dumbass.
You will come with us to the meeting because everyone in the family has to be there or we can't be rich.
Simon huffs some. He wants to yell, "You aren't my family," and punch around. He has a lot of rage inside, but he knows his mom and dad would be freaking ticked if they knew he was acting like a complete baby right now.
I guess I'll go to the meeting, Aunt and Uncle.
Town Hall. The townspeople murmur a lot restlessly. They say things like, "I bet this night is going to be cool," and "Our mayor basically rules." The mayor comes out. You probably already know, but this mayor is kind of a fat guy with bald hair and a whippy mustache. We don't have to be told this guy is bad news, but these townspeople are a lot dumber than the average American viewing audience. In other words, they're stupid, and they don't know what bad stuff is coming.
Hey, look, you townspeople! Let's get settled and quiet.
The townspeople pipe down. They love being told what to do.
My heart is psyched that you guys are here. I know living here has pretty much been an idiot lately, and that it's been even harder because the other townspeople are turds a lot of the time. I guess they are too busy and cool to be here, huh?
The townspeople chuckle a little. What a bunch of chodes.
Be that what it is, I have come to reward you faithful really good. It can now be revealed what I started that Kickstarter campaign for a couple months ago. Some of you are surely asking, where are the bags of gold you gave me? Tonight, with all my happiness, I present to you this.
The mayor pulls back a curtain like a grandpa removing his towel at the YMCA locker room. But what is underneath is not awful balls and the rest, but a big coffin. Too big for any normal townsman. The hell is the look on Simon's face. He looks around himself. Everybody else has big soppy eyes that stare with sin. Hell yes is the look on their faces.
All right, boys.
Some big, shaggy-haired muscle guys step forward with crowbars. They put the crowbars in the coffin and start to pry it. The wood makes a scary haunted house creak noise. The lid comes off with a big annoying bang. Simon jumps a little, not too much, but the townspeople just stand, their eyes still locked on hard. Inside the coffin is only the blackness of space. Anticipation is dripping in the room, and the mayor looks like he's about to drool all over. Then there is a scree noise and some flapping. A big load of bats comes flying out of the coffin.
Ah ha ha!
Bats! A bad development.
Simon looks around and he can't believe his own regular, unlustful eyes. The townspeople are pointing their necks in the air. They are an insult to humanity at this point. The bats run into them like a big war movie scene. Only the townspeople don't fight back and are like, yeah, in kind of sexy but gross way as the bats grab their necks with their long teeth.
What is it with you fools? Fight them away! They will kill you!
The townspeople don't respond. The bats keep flying over and biting the neck buffet. Simon looks over to his aunt and uncle. They look just as pathetic as everyone else. His aunt faints. Simon backs away, not sure why he isn't being eaten. His hands fall to his hip. He touches old vampire killer. Of course, there's a flashback here. Everything goes a brown color, so we know this is old stuff. Simon is like 3 or 4, but he still has the same hair, so the audience doesn't get confused. His dad approaches him in the kiddie pool.
Now look, son. I know you're busy playing, but I have to give you something. It's a whip.
Baby Simon glares at him. He is too young to understand the significance of his father's words or anything else, really.
Focus for a second, all right? This whip is pretty serious. I hit Lord Dracula in the face with it, and there was lightning on it, so I'd say it's a big deal. I fear that I am in grave danger. There may come a day when you've got to whip all kinds of evil, supernatural clowns with this. Do it wisely, and do it superbly, for this is my wish. Amen, as you were.
Baby Simon nods unknowingly. Clancy has some chores to take care of, so the flashback ends. But in the present, Simon's hand brushes the whip unsurely, but the whip kind of slithers snake-like into his hand. Simon admits to himself this town has needed its ass kicked for a good while now, and him and this whip are gonna be BFFs. We can see the mayor still lovingly looking at the bloody carnage, but then he notices a single citizen among the other dumb victims. He sees that it's the punk kid Simon, and he's not crazy about that. Simon sees him looking and smiles, his mouth big. Simon leaps upon one of the folding chairs.
Mayor! End this now!
Into my plan? A raw chance. It's nearly complete.
What's nearly complete? Your life when I end it?
Ha 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 ha! Ignorant fool! He is coming back. The Prince of Blood and Lies. Count Dracula himself!
Wait, is he a prince or a count?
The mayor gets pissed and throws his big book. The mayor isn't big on getting sassed about like that.
Bats! You have fed enough on the lifeblood of the willing as the ceremony requires. But a new meal is ready, and he is ripe with youth!
The bats scree all at once, and 4 or 5 of them fly lopsided at Simon. They're full of blood and a little sleepy now. Simon's face says, easy targets. Simon hasn't had any formal whip training, so he isn't sure how this is going to go. But the whip is just as lustful for justice as the bats were for the townspeople. Simon feels as if he just has to direct Vampire Killer towards the fat blood bats. One by one, the bats explode in flames and blood as Simon leaps from chair to chair and takes them out. It's gross, but necessary, and a little satisfying to Simon. He sees the other bats flying back towards the mayor.
No matter. You were distracted long enough for our plan to work. So it's going to be a bad night for you!
Simon is still pretty far away from the mayor and can't stop him from pushing the bats back into the coffin from whence they came. The coffin falls over. Simon isn't sure what the hell is even happening here, but it can't be good. He rushes that way, but the coffin gets to rumbling, and the mayor looks at it happily.
Yes. Yes! It's too late, mortal. Our master is here.
The coffin blows out a blue-white light. Simon is knocked square away, and he can't even see now anyway. When the white starts to fade down, we see Simon coming to from unconsciousness, but he was only out for a moment. At the other end of the room, across all of the bodies of the townspeople, we see the mayor bowing down to a tall figure. The 2 muscular guys back away. This junk is pretty scary to them. The mayor looks up to the figure and says something. Simon can't make it out because his hearing is ringing hard, like a bomb has exploded. The figure, who is tall and pale, but dark at the same time, bows his head to the mayor, then waves his hand out. The mayor and the 2 muscular guys start screaming their heads off, although Simon still can't hear them. Simon has something else from his eyes he can't believe when all 3 men burst into fire. When the flames go down, all that's left is skeletons. The tall figure looks at them for a moment, then puts his black cape over his face and poofs into a bat. He doesn't even seem to notice Simon. He breaks through some glass and into the evil night. The skeletons do notice Simon, though, and they probably remember him from earlier when they were still people. Their eyes set to him, and a flame burns within their eyes. The mayor skeleton reaches down to his rib cage. He grabs a rib and pulls hard until it breaks. He makes a hissing, growling sound and throws the bone hard at Simon.
This can't be real.
Cut to black.